Alright guys, welcome back to page 2 of your Unit 5 review. Before I start, just want to let you know we are expanding, so you're making it bigger, okay? Kind of like, hey, I made a cake, tell me what ingredients are in it. So you want to know all the ingredients. One thing I want to point out, if you have a square root of x, that's the same thing as x to the 1/2, okay? So just make sure square root of x is the same as x to the 1/2. Alright, let's look at number 15. Okay. See all this? I have log base 6 of w. This is all multiplication. Excuse me. Plus log base 6 of cube root of u. I'm going to take it step by step. Some of you will skip this step, and that's okay. Log base 6 of v, or cube root of v. You see how it goes to each one of them? Alright. Now, I'm going to rewrite this in a form that maybe you'll see a little bit better. So instead of cube root, log base 6 of w plus log base 6 of u to the 1/3. See that 1/3? Plus log base 6 of v to the 1/3. Okay? And what happens to your exponent? I'm going to bring it to the front, because there's an understood one there. That's why I got 1/3 from. So your final answer is log base 6 of w plus 1/3 log base 6 of u plus 1/3, beg your pardon, log base 6 of v. Okay. One thing I do want to point out is the 1/3 right here, you could write it like this, log base 6 of u over 3, and so is that one. These are exactly the same thing, okay? So just letting you know. I'll show you that on the next problem. All right, number 16. Okay? I'm going to rewrite this before I start. So log base 9 of a times b times c to the 1/2. You see that? That's the same thing, okay? Alrighty, so I can move it to the front, but I am expanding. So log base 9 of a to the 1/2 plus, see that's multiplication, log base 9 of b to the 1/2 plus log base 9 of c to the 1/2. Oh, so sorry. Okay. You guys good? Bring your exponent to the front, just like that. So now you have 1/2 log base 9 of a plus 1/2 log base 9 of b plus 1/2 log base 9 of c. So you can leave your answers like that. Or, if you like, you could have log base 9 of a divided by 2. See that? Because there's an understood one here. Plus log base 9 of b divided by 2 plus log base 9 of c divided by 2. That is also the correct answer. Or you could go ahead and factor out 1/2 and put parentheses around each one. Many different ways you can write this. All right, let's go to number 17. Okay? I'm expanding still. Log base 4 of a squared, multiplication, so I'm going to add log base 4 of b to the 5th. Move your exponent to the front, so now you have 2 log base 4 of a plus 5 log base 4 of b. And there's nothing I can do to that one. Number 18. Okay. Multiplication. We should have had some division. All right. Log base 6 of a plus log base 6 of b plus, that's a b, log base 6 of c squared. Bring the c to the front. Log base 6 of a plus log base 6 of b plus 2 log base 6 of c. Oh my goodness, it's off the page. My apologies. And there you have the solution for this one. Alrighty, now we're going to go into condensing, okay? Condensing means you go from many logs to one log. And you use the same properties that you have learned in logarithm. Alright, so before we start, let's do this first. You see how you have a coefficient? Move it to your exponent position, okay? So when you do, you have log base 5 of 10 squared plus log base 5 of 3 squared. Now, if you want to make it a 9 because it's 3 squared, that's fine, but that's not what I'm after, okay? This is what I'm after. You guys see the plus? You see how the bases are the same? We're going to rewrite them as 1. So, log base 5 of 10 squared, what corresponds with addition? Multiplication. Okay? So you can do a dot or you can do your parentheses, either one. Some of you might want to finish it out. That's not what I'm after. I'm just making sure that you can go from addition to multiplication. Alright, number 20. Move it over in exponent position. So now you have natural log of x to the 24 minus natural log of y to the 6. Okay? See that minus? Division corresponds with that. So natural log of x to the 24 divided by y to the 6. You could also factor out that 6. If you do, you have x to the 4th over y, and the 6 goes outside. Same answer. I apologize for that blue mark. Okay, just ignore that. Alright, number 21. Now before I start, I'm actually going to, this is the same as 1/2. Did you guys see that? So we're going to move those to the back. Exponent position. Log of 4 x to the 1/2 plus log of 4 y to the 1/2 plus log of 4 z to the 1/2. Okay? Combine them. Alright, because you are condensing. So log base 4 x to the 1/2, see the plus? Times y to the 1/2 times z to the 1/2. You are more than welcome to leave your answers like this, or you can write them like this. Log base 4 of x, y, z, all to the 1/2. You can also write your answers like this. Log base 4 of square root of x, y, z, because that's 1/2 as well. All three are the same answer. Alright, let's go to number 22. Okay, as done in the past, move your coefficient to the front, and so now you have log base 6 of 8 to the 6 plus log base 6 of 5 to the 18. Okay, same base, we're going to rewrite it as 1. Log base 6 of 8 to the 6 times 5 to the 18. You can leave your answers like this, or the greatest common factors is 6. You could also factor that out. 8 times 5 to the 3rd, and there's your 6, because 6 would distribute to get 6 and 18. That is also a correct answer, either one of those. Okay, let's go to number 23, okay? Same thing. Let me do that in red so I don't mess up with that. Move your coefficient to the back, to an exponential. So log base 5 of 6 to the 4th plus log base 5 of 7 squared. Some of you will skip this part, and you would have already combined, just like that. Or you can factor out a 2, 6 squared times 7, all of that to the 2. Okay, that looks weird. Let me write it a little differently. 4 log base 5 of 6 squared times 7. There you go. Either one or all three. Same answer. This one might be easier. I would probably just leave it like that. All right, number 24. Okay, as we have, move your coefficient to the back. So log base 6 of a to the 12th plus log base 6 of b to the 4th. Combine, you are condensing log base 6 of a to the 12th times b to the 4th. Or you can factor out a 4, and if you do, you would have log base 6 of a to the 3rd times b to the 4th. Same answer. Either one is fine. You guys can do this.